Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Backstage Pass for Successful Early Childhood Leaders. We're pulling back the curtain on the who, the what, the how, and the why they do what they do to get these transformative results. I'm Khani Olshansky, your host, and today I'm so honored to have here Stephanie Rino. She's the owner and director of Foundation's Early Care Education in Casper, Wyoming. And Stephanie and I actually go way back. She joined our very first live event 2 years ago and came back again last year. And so, Stephanie, before we dig into our topic on today, which is how to create parent initiatives and partnerships, could you tell us a little bit about your first experience at the live event and then what brought you back again last year?
Okay, so I think that you came into my life at just the perfect time. I discovered you from the online conference, which just was flooding through Facebook, and I took the online conference and was just really excited because I knew that I wanted to start investing in myself as a program administrator. I was nervous to make that leap and take that jump into going to that first live event. And I was really glad that I had done that. For me, it was even traveling to New York City with my son.
You came
That
with
was
your
a big
son, yeah,
push.
I
Yeah.
remember that,
So
yeah.
that was a big push for me. And, I think I learned so much about how I was really impacting, maybe though I was creating roadblocks basically. So I thought that everybody knew what was going on because I had it in my head and how to get everybody on board and why are they not on board? And it's because I didn't have certain strategies in place. And I really, from day one, have learned some of those strategies and have been able to implement them in my program, in my classroom, not in my classroom, but in all of the classrooms, I guess, with the teachers. And then, so to come back for the second live event was just, a given. And for me, I think it was also getting to know other directors and seeing their struggles and knowing that I wasn't alone, because being a director is a very unique position. It's a lonely position. We're the only one generally in our program, and we don't have that camaraderie from, with the teachers, the way that we can build that for them. So it was great to see some of those same directors for a second year and really put a face to the name from the inner circle and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so crazy to think about. Like the first one was in my living room, right? Where we're
Mm-hmm.
sitting right now.
Yes.
And now it's just on a whole different scale. So it's really exciting to see just also how it's evolved over the past couple of years as well. So I want to really unpack this parent initiative and partnerships, because parents they're really the lifeblood of running your childcare center, your preschool, because, without them, you don't have kids, you don't have a school. And yet at the same time, there's such a tightrope that we're constantly walking, constantly overthinking. Did I say the right thing? Should I say this? Should I not say this? Did I do this? Should I push them to do that? There's a lot. Like, you're constantly thinking about these things in your head. And so when you think about the journey that you've been on over the past 2 years, how has that, and I know this is like a loaded question, but how has that created a ripple effect to your parents? We know the parents sit at the third ring of the ripple effect. And so if you take just a deep inside look with yourself, what journey have you been on that's caused that ripple effect to the parents?
Okay. So, I did mention that I was clear about who we were as a program. I'm the owner and director. So, really, the school is my vision.
Yeah.
And so I've created it. I've been here since day one. And I thought I was communicating that to others. And, we were seeing a lot of growth and success. And I had some great staff on board, but I just felt we weren't growing the way we needed to. Uh, 2 years ago, I actually had a conversation with a parent who, they had been a part of our program since their child was in our infant program. So for 3 years. And then they come to me in the summer and say, we love your program, just what you've created there. We've always felt so comfortable. It's just, it's like a family there. And it's just time for us to take our kiddo to a school because he's in preschool now. And I thought, whoa, what's happening? We're in school. What's going on? What are we not communicating to the families and sharing with them so that they really know all the learning that's going on and how important
Wow.
our role is in their life. And so I think,
One second. So this child was 3 when the parent came to you.
yeah,
Okay. And
yeah,
she's like, oh, I have to take him to school.
yeah, like they were giving their notice because they
Yeah.
enrolled him in a school.
Yeah.
Um, and it's devastating to hear that.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so I knew we really had to focus in on that. And how do we communicate what we're doing to our parents? Um, so it was really sitting down and mapping some things out, and recognizing that the staff, maybe they weren't on the same page that I was on. And we really, after that first live event, talking about those pillars of our school, what's holding our school up, and parents is an important one, but the teachers is also part of that. And we really needed to have this shared vision and some common language. So we really, I felt like we were backstepping quite a bit, and maybe some of these things should have been in place that weren't in place, and we're going to do it now. So our first theme was culture of respect, and I
I
think that was
love that.
perfect.
Yeah.
And we really looked at how do we respect parents, how do we respect the family and the teachers, and how does this all come together. I think one of the biggest pieces was that I realized that I didn't have to be the expert in everything. So, I came from this place of thinking that I needed to solve everything. So if parents were upset about something, they would come to me, and I'm the one dealing with it. And then I would go talk to the teachers. And so
And then
I
go back
wasn't
to the
even,
parents and then
yeah, so I wasn't even empowering the teachers. And so I guess, how would the parents think that this was a school and that these were serious teachers if they always had to come to me, and I was the one that was dealing with everything and taking care of everything for them. So,
wow.
and also realizing that I can only change myself and how I am showing up. I can, I guess, inspire others. So that was an eye-opening experience for me, and really recognizing that. And as soon as I realized I didn't have to answer all of the questions or be the expert,
Yeah.
the staff really started to gain some autonomy. They were more self-motivated, willing to step outside of their comfort zones. We had a lot of conversations about how do we talk to parents when we approach a conversation and we perceive that it's going to be a conflict. It's a really uncomfortable conversation. So when we really can prepare for those conversations and know that we're in this together, the
Yeah.
parents are doing the best that they can, we're doing the
Yes.
best that we can, let's come together as a team. So those are some of the big things where we really have just seen the ripple, from me to the teachers to the parents.
There is so much gold in what you said, and I hope everyone pauses and rewinds and just listens again to everything that you said, because it's tremendous. But I want to pull just a couple of little things that you said just to highlight them, because I think they're important to repeat. In one, the only person I can change is myself, and I think that's the hardest message to constantly internalize, because every month in your school year, if you're growing, right, if you're truly growing as an individual, and if your teachers are growing, then every month you're back in no man's land. Every month you're back in uncharted territory. And when we're in uncharted territory, we feel unsafe. It's like, I don't know what to do. And so we're going to try to control the situation. Okay, let me just tell everyone what to do. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, let me just do that, right? But really, if the only person we could change is ourselves, that's why it's this constant growth that we have to work on ourselves. And I think it's scary. Like, it's really hard to do that. But the other thing I want to piggyback on as well is how the unknown of realizing that, okay, I'm going to change myself, but it wasn't this definitive of like, oh, for sure the teachers are going to become autonomous now, or, oh, for sure they're going to start taking ownership because I'm letting go. That's, again, trying to engineer and control the outcome, saying, okay, I'm going to let go now. I'm going to do all hands off, and you guys better start taking ownership, right? It doesn't work that way. It's a lot of deep work in that way. And then the final thing is the parents are doing the best that they can. The teachers are doing the best that they can. Dr. Diaz, I remember, mentioned that so many times during the live event last year, and she's coming back again this year, where she kept saying, even if we as a director don't feel that the teacher is doing the best that she can, because our best is better, that's her best at this moment in her life. And even though we think, oh my gosh, this parent could be doing a much better job, they are so lazy, they are so disconnected, whatever it is. Yes, your best is 200% better than what they're doing, but that's their personal best at this time. So I just wanted to share that because there was just so much gold in what you said. Um, and so you've worked a lot on yourself. And how have your conversations and your dialogue changed with the parents? I know that you mentioned that story of the parent coming and saying, all right, we're going to send our child to a real school now. And that's a little gut punch. And so how has your conversation, your language, the shared universal language in your school, how has that evolved over time?
Well, we talk a lot. We're a Reggio inspired program, so we talk a lot about it's about the process, not this end product. So, I mean, it really has been a process, and I think I'm more willing to refer to the teacher and just say,
Mhm.
hey, let's have a conversation with them first. I don't really have the information to back this up, and I'm okay saying I can't answer your question right now. I need to get some information. And I think before I would just make do. I would figure out how I was going to answer their question and felt like
Yeah.
I had to answer it right then and there. So
Wow.
I'm okay saying, you know what, I need some time to think about this and process this, and I will get back to you. Um, I've always made myself available. So I'm available in the mornings and in the afternoons. And I definitely am very consistent with that, just so that the
That's
parents
great.
do know I am there if they need me. Um, I also really was pushed outside of my comfort zone by our curriculum director. She really wanted us to do orientation for the parents. And, some of our families have been with us for years, and we're saying to them, everybody's going to attend an orientation. And it was me having to stand in front of these people.
Wow.
We did it 4 sessions and really talk to them about who we are as a program, our philosophy, our beliefs. And so I think that I finally allowed myself to feel like I am the expert in terms of what's going on here. So I think I'm just more confident. And
Yeah.
I think that also then has impacted the teachers. We talk a lot about we are the professionals here. We don't
Yes.
have it all figured out, but we do know a lot. And we just have to feel comfortable sitting where we are and knowing that we can contribute to these families' lives. And I think we really wanted to pull our families together because we do recognize they are parenting on islands. They are
Yes.
parenting, they're doing it by themselves. So, how can we support them? And I think by doing that, we have a partnership now with our
Oh, I
parents. It's
love
not
it.
the teachers and the parents, and then we're working, we're pushing against one another. We really are working together.
Coworkers,
Yeah.
100%. It's incredible. So I love this. And I could talk to you for hours about this because I'm taught in Reggio Inspired School for so many years as well. So for me, everything is about the family, the relationship, and just how we're all looking at the child together. Before we wrap up, is there a specific initiative or new program? I know you've done so many that you're really proud of as an owner and as a director.
I think that the parent volunteer board that was created at the beginning of the last school year really, it's amazing. Really, to just tell the parents, we want you to have a voice and we want you to participate in what we're doing here, and that we are here for you as well. So our parent volunteer board, they do some fundraising, which goes to professional development for the teachers, special projects around the school. Um, this school year we did a parent social, and it was actually one of the dads that said, I think that this would be fun. So we met up at a restaurant, had some drinks and appetizers, and we let them vote on roundtable discussions because they've said, we want to get together, we want to
Yeah.
learn, we know you have information to share with us, we want to do a book study. So we did a roundtable session on media and technology. They're currently doing a book study right now. And, as a staff, something that we're really starting to explore, the idea of learning stories. So how can we get the parents involved in that documentation
Oh,
piece?
wow.
Because really the documentation and the learning is for the children and for the parents and for us. And
Yeah.
so that's something that we're we're playing with right now that we're really excited about as well.
Oh, I cannot wait to see how that evolves. Please keep me posted on that. That sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
Just from a perspective for the teachers, I'm really excited for them to see what unfolds when parents really connect in that way. Um, have you seen an increase or um, a decrease as far as like, parents not caring or not responding on, and then like an increase in the value or the choice of words that parents use and just the way that they respond to the teacher's hard work and effort and what they're really doing for their children? Since, you've started working on yourself, have you seen any differences in that way?
I think I have, because I feel
Yeah.
like I'm dealing far less with parents in terms of, I'm upset about something, I need you to help me with this.
Yeah.
And I am hearing teachers come to me and say, hey, I had a conversation with this parent, they came right to me, this is what we worked out. And it's because so often it's just maybe miscommunication that took place. And so I feel like that has happened. Um,
Wait,
you
can
know,
we just stop for one second? The
yes,
teacher came and said, hey, just want to let you know, I had this conversation with this parent. This is how we work. Like, this is one of the higher levels in a ladder of leadership in
yeah.
really helping your teachers become leaders, helping them become these teacher ambassadors. Like, when they're coming and letting you know this is what happened and not
Mhm.
running in a frenzy. Help, Stephanie, the parent needs something from me. I don't know what to say. I think that's amazing.
It,
That's just,
yeah. And I feel like we're seeing that across the board too, with
yeah.
our more veteran teachers and also younger teachers, where they really are feeling as though they can have those conversations. They've really been empowered. So I think it's been amazing to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we continue going on this journey.
Again, going back to the ripple effect where the director, the owner's at the epicenter, people are, if you think about anyone that you're attracted to, think about anyone that you look up to, a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're confident, they're poised, they're calm, they hold themselves together. And teachers want leaders. Like they all want someone that they could look up to. And the fake it till you make it thing is not, teachers, they could see right through you. They know when you've gone through a metamorphosis of your leadership. They know when you're really confident or when you're just like, shooting darts in the dark. And because you've changed so much and you're so much more confident, you exude that onto them. And so, hey, I can do this. Like, I got this, and if I don't got it, Stephanie's always got my back.
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing just seeing how everything, kind of comes out full circle in that way. Um, so to close out and really just, again, I keep saying we're gonna close out 10 times, but I want to keep talking to you. What would be, as an owner and as a director, what would be something, because I know so many people are listening to this like, oh, I so want this. This is amazing. Like, I can't believe she has this. Where is that first baby step? And maybe it's just a reflective question that they need to think about, but where is one little place where people can get started?
I think me personally, it was really sitting down and looking at the families that we had in our program and recognizing that we have some strong parents in our program that really believe in what we're doing. And if we're going to build those partnerships, we need to find those parents,
Yeah.
bring them in, and say, hey, this is our goal. This is what we really want. Are you willing to help us out? Because we really want to advocate for early childhood and for your childhood and all, or your child and all the kids here.
Yeah.
Can you help us do that? Do you want to go on this journey with us? And that's really where it started, was opening up that dialogue and feeling comfortable saying, hey, do you want to be a part of this? And I think so many of the parents are willing to do it. We just have to ask them. Mm-hmm.
I love that. Even just with that, make the ask. So really sit down. Who are those parents? Who are those parent ambassadors, those gatekeepers to all
Yeah.
other parents? And make the ask. Really decide what that ask is going to be, because you're not going to come with a laundry list, but what's that
No.
ask to start that relationship? So I love that. Stephanie, thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you so much for being here. And it was great connecting with you. And I hope that people take something from it and start to create that ripple effect with their families.
Thank you. It was great to be here, and I always love talking about our program and all the growth. So thank you for all your help and support over the years.
Thank you.